Are we on? Okay, sorry, I just got like a glitch. Hello, hello, it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday, but we're live. Hello, hello. I'm TT from the group Intuitive Minds Already Know on Facebook. How is everybody? I want to, hello, Tim. I want to give a huge shout out to, my newest addiction. It's like a shopping addiction. Oh, it's my glasses that's doing that. Temu. I got these earrings, see, for 98 cents. And I got this shirt that says, "Back to the Gypsy That I Was." It's the song with Fleetwood Mac. Hello, Cody. And I'm addicted to, everything's like dirt cheap. And it's not like the highest quality, but let me tell you, like, they probably, Kohl's, if you went to Kohl's or Walmart, these would probably be like $5 or $7. You see, they're like wood. I love it. So shout out to the folks at Temu for making stuff. It's free shipping. All right, folks, how's everybody doing? Sorry I'm late. Supper got later than I wanted to, but we're here. We're here right now in the moment. We're going to talk about the zodiac sign Capricorn tonight. So who are our little Capricorns? If you were born between December 22nd and January 30th, the interweb says you're a Capricorn. And I have found, the website I'm using is from Cosmopolitan. So that's a reputable resource, eh? And then for the crystals associated with Capricorn, I am on, plusvalendia.com. I just typed something in, so. All right, we're going to pull a starter card for the collective. And this is just a little affirmation card. Hello, Nick Hobley. And we're going to pull some cards out of this deck, the Elemental Oracle card. I really like this deck. I've been really drawn to that. And then I are also going to pull cards from the Shaman's Dream. So if you are a Capricorn, pay attention. But if you're not, that's okay, because there's messages for everybody. Okay? All right, one more shuffle, and I'm going to pull a card. Who are our Capricorns? If you're a Capricorn, comment. Okay? I know that comparing myself to others only derails me from my purpose. I am on my own path. Look at that. I'll hold it back. So do you guys see the... Okay, so do you guys see the faces? Look again. Look away and then look again. Because like there's lips and her eye with the eyebrow and her nose. And then up here, there's like an eye and a nose. Isn't that cool? Oh, so the message that just came to me, I had a reading today, folks, with, she's like she's going to be like my intuitist therapist. So I was not doing the reading, I was the client. And so like, my intuition is kind of like still activated. So what came to me with this card just now is you don't need to see everything to get the picture. So what this means, what I interpret it, is like you don't have to have all the details. You don't have to have all the information. I think this is speaking to me because I really like details. And me and my husband have started something new. We are gauging each other's like emotions so that, because he can say, yeah, I'm okay. And I'm like, what does that mean? Because like I know what my okay is, because I'm I'm an empath and I'm very, very emotional. So my emotions are like, I mean, high, low, in between. And so when I say okay, that's like pretty good because of, you know, I've been really down and emotional. And so when I say okay, that's pretty good. Like my okay, when I say I'm okay, it's usually like, I would say like, you know, like maybe a 4 or a 5, like mediocre, you know. But when his okay, it's like we have to gauge it. So try that doing with your spouse when you get home and you're not quite sure, like, oh, I don't want to approach her with something, or I got to tell her some bad news. Start out by asking your spouse, hey, gauge your day. Gauge your mood. How is your mood? Gauge. And just do one from 1 to 10. Like 1 being, don't fucking talk to me right now because I'm really bitchy and I'm going to like, whatever you say to me, I'm not going to like it. You know, and then 10 would be, hey, I'm having a good mood. What do you want to talk about? Nothing. You can't break my stride. So try that with your spouse or with anybody that you are, you know, you need to communicate with on a daily basis. Isn't that awesome? I know that comparing myself to others only derails me from my purpose. I am on my own path. How do you guys like that? Comment if you're still watching on your interpretation. I love that I want more interaction. Okay, so that is from that deck. So that kind of sets the mood, folks. All right, moving on. All right, we're going to pull from the Elemental Oracle for our Capricorns. I'll do one at the very end from a different deck for the collective. Because I want to make everybody feel special. Doesn't everybody like to feel special at some point? All right. I have been shifting a lot in the last 2 weeks. How is everybody else's energy? Comment on here if you've been feeling this way or that way, and like if you've been kind of tipping the scales. I've been definitely tipping the scales. Like a couple weeks ago, I was just like crying every day, and that's what happens. Like I know when I'm about to shift because I get really sad, and it's just like it just consumes me, and I'm exploring new ideas to kind of get out of my head and into my heart space and like tame those racing thoughts. I gotta tame the racing thoughts. Okay, for our Capricorns. Oh, this is an interesting card. I don't always get this card, so this is interesting. Isn't it cute? Looky, looky. Oh, it's so cute. Comfort, hearth. And it's 11. Or 1 + 1 is 2. So right off the bat, I'm getting like some traditions, or like things we used to do that maybe we don't do as often anymore, that either used to bring us joy, that no longer bring us joy, or that used to bring us joy that we just don't do them anymore and we're making excuses. Why? When clearly if this particular thing or activity brings you joy, then why are you not doing it? And maybe like it's just like going back to basics. Hello, Sarah. What do you get off this card, Sarah? And anybody? Comment on here and use your intuition. And just like go with your first gut instinct, like bam, just blurt it out. Because like I see a lot of comfort, safety. This baby is safe with this dog. So are you feeling safe within the comfort of your own home? That could be another message. Hello, Renee. Sorry I'm late. Sorry it's a different day. From now on, folks, it will be on Thursdays or every other. I might just switch it to Thursdays just to make sure that everybody knows and you're not like, oh, I thought she was on this day, because I just have a more important obligation that I am choosing to take at that time frame. So we're going to do Thursdays from now on. That's what I'm getting. Like those two things. Because he's like a bigger dog. And this is a baby. So let's read from the book. And see if the message from the book fills in any of the gaps or confirms my interpretation. There are no wrong or right answers. Take some time out to rest and regenerate. Know what makes you comfortable. Keep the home fires burning. Create a peaceful and beautiful home life. Nourishing the mind, body, and spirit is important at this time. Focus on the inner life. For our ancestors, the hearth or home fire was the heart of the home. A fire always burned there, ready for warmth or cooking. The hearth fire was stoked carefully and rarely allowed to go out, as it was a source of comfort for all, and often a place where family and friends would meet. The city temple of the goddess Vesta in Rome was considered the sacred heart of the city, and was where the hearth was contained. This was a fire that burned as the sacred heart of the city and its territories. A second fire, one of protection, was also within the temple. Vesta's temple was one of the only places of worship to be circular in design and was completely covered to protect the holy flame from being snuffed out by the weather. The saying, "Keep the home fires burning," was inspired by this practice. In Rome, husbands were often sent away on military duty for years on end. However, their wives were expected to not just keep the home and often the business running, but to faithfully wait for their husbands until their return. Vesta was the goddess to whom to pray to ensure the family's members' safe return and keep the fires of love stoked. In these busy times, it is important to focus on a place where you can feel safe and comfortable. While many of us don't have a literal hearth, the home, whatever that is, should be a place considered to inspire peace and nourishment. And the element is fire. That some more messages came through, and keep the home fires burning. You know, we get kind of stagnant, and we're headed into a new season with summertime, and it's busier because we are doing more things. We are busy. There's more daylight, and don't forget to come back to your home. You know, to like take time to talk to your spouse. Take time to reconnect with your kids. Take time for self-care. Take time, you know, to do those things that, you know, when we get so busy that we don't take priority in as much. I am getting back into my hobby or my habits, and that's really gonna like challenge me because I like to be outside a lot, which is my self-care. Yes. Hello, Lorena. That is my self-care, being outside. But there's a lot of other things that I need to do, and I recently just got myself back into journaling because I was spending a lot of time on my Oracle card, and I finally got back into journaling, and I can't tell you like how amazing, like just the last couple days. I just started getting back into journaling, and I actually have a journal book, a notebook at work, so that if I get like questions that I want to ask someone, or that I want to ask myself, or that I want to ask the divine, or just certain emotions that come up, I write them down, because there's power with the pen to the paper. And then I also have like a journal just for those like blurps and ideas, like sitting at my my recliner. Does that resonate with anybody, those words? I like that. Keep the home fires burning. Try to make your spouse feel special, because, you know, those little things go a long way. And who doesn't want to feel special? But don't rely on your spouse to make you feel special. You got to take initiative to do that as well. But, you know, there is some of those behind the scenes. I believe there are some behind the scenes. I don't want to call them obligations or expectations, but there are the little things that I think, you know, really do matter in a marriage. And it helps. This isn't always possible, but it does help if both partners are, you know, conveniently on board, or willing, you know, willing to get to know their partner. And you have to, it helps if you want to get to know your partner and continue to want to get to know your partner. You know, sometimes in marriages we get kind of stagnant, and we gotta, like, you know, brush out the cobwebs and get back into date night, or get back into, you know, talking. Me and my husband, we decided we needed to communicate a lot better. And because I'm the reactive one. So you can imagine what our conversations are. So I have, you know, acknowledged that that's not the most loving way to communicate. So we do a couples workbook every Monday. And knock on wood, we are faithfully committed to it. We have not missed 1 week, and we are on week 13. So comment on here if our viewers tonight have ever done that with their spouse, or maybe if it's even a self-help book. I'm doing the self-love workbook, and we do that on Sundays. So we did 2 Sundays. We did last Sunday and the Sunday before. And so you guys can, it's free. You can just follow along and then do the workbook, do the homework. It's a good book. So tune in on Sunday if you want to hear more. It's a surprise. Okay, this is for our Capricorns. It's from the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck. And then we'll get into the juicy stuff. Ooh, deep quiet. Meditation and stillness. Oh, do you see his hand in this? Do you see it? That's so cool. What does that look like to you guys? I'll turn it this way. Sometimes it's a different perspective, and that's all it takes. Sometimes you gotta see things. Are you kidding me? Ah! The number's 11, folks. You know I'm all about 1111. Dude. Deep quiet, meditation and stillness. Who are our meditators? I meditated last night. Holy cow, it was so cool. And I must have needed to meditate because, like, I jumped around quite a bit. Comment on here if that ever happens to you. It's like an episode where, so it was like a 20-minute, my husband and I, we like set a timer, and we wanted to meditate together in the same room. So we were listening to the same music, but we weren't touching, and we had kind of different intents. So when I meditated, I have these like different episodes. So like I'll go here, I'll go to this spot, I'll journey to this spot for like 5 minutes, and then I'll move on to somewhere else, and there'll be another message there, and then I'll move on to like, I'll journey to another place, and there'll be another message there. So it was, like I said, I must have needed to meditate because there was a lot of messages coming through. So whatever meditation looks to you. So, and a lot of people think that meditation has to look like something, or it has to be like the usual yogi sitting in the pose. It's not. It's basically just stillness. If you're still and you're allowing your energy to lower that to a lower vibration, that's not true. Not always. I was corrected. That's like not really lower vibration, but almost like, I'm trying to find the right word. Your heart rate is actually lower, so you're actually stiller. I had a hard time with this because like I couldn't like sit still, and it was hard for me. So I had to do guided at first. So comment on here if what you prefer, if you like the guided or if you don't like the guided. Sometimes just stillness and just appreciating, you know, I'm just going to sit here. So like, for instance, if you come home and you need to just like unwind before like the kids start attacking you, or you've got to start making supper, or maybe you've got a side hustle that you need to do, maybe just focus on taking like 5 or 10 minutes and just being still. Don't go on your phone. Don't go on your TV. Just be alone and be like in stillness. I like the guided, otherwise I have monkey mind. I started out with guided because I would start like grocery shopping, I call it. And I would just like go everywhere else. And I would just like do, oh, I need to do this tomorrow. And what's this person doing? And oh, what was that noise? You know? So I started out with guided. It gets easier. Like I said, I meditated last night, and my husband was getting the area prepped, and he turned on the music, and it was like some really deep bass drumming. And that's all it was. It was just kind of like deep bass drumming. And I was there. Like, I was like still awake. I didn't even take my 3 deep breaths. And I'm like, oh, hurry up, honey. I said, because turn the light off. And I said, I'm already there. Like, I am going to, like, he has this specific spot that he goes to when he goes into meditation. And because my intent was more for him, I actually went like to where I went to his spot, and I was like right away. So it gets better. Just keep practicing, like anything. Just keep practicing. I'll read from the book. I can't believe both cards were 11s. So don't give up. Don't give up, Lorena. Am I saying your name right? Lorena? Deep quiet. When deep quiet appears, it is a message from the cosmos telling you to stillness, to stop outside the concerns of your everyday life. This does not mean to slow down and take a breath, although that is a good start. The cosmos is inviting you to go deep to that place where the noise stops, and there is only the vast emptiness of inner space. When we don't respond to the invitation offered, life can stop us in our tracks with an illness or a crisis. Hands down, I can vouch for this. Do you want to know my story? You are which is impressive? Listen to the still small voice. Remember that you want to catch spirit on a whisper, not a shout. And it is only human to argue. I want to talk about whispering, so remind me, folks, if I get shiny squirrel. And it is only human to argue that you are too busy to slow down, that you don't have the time, that the inclination or the money for a retreat. Do not let any of these reasons get the better of you. Stop the world and enter the deep quiet before you come crashing to a halt. After you have said yes to this invitation, you will find that the world can get along quite well without the need for you to manage it. Stop controlling stuff. Stop thinking that you have complete control over everything, because you don't. Watch my TikTok video. You will enjoy the freedom that comes with stillness, the clarity and spaciousness offered by the silence. So try that. Here's your homework, folks. In the next week, we have an extra day off, so maybe you guys could find some self-love time on Monday. And here's what I want you to do. You need to find a place where you can dedicate and commit to, God, let's start out with just like 10 to 20 minutes. And if you're new to all this, then just set a timer. But if you fall short, that's okay. But like, set a timer. That's kind of what I had to do if I just wanted to, like, I just need to like sit for 10 minutes. And I knew that if I set a timer for 10 minutes, that I could get to the 10 minutes. If I didn't set a timer, then I wouldn't know what time, and I would just stop. But I knew putting a timer on things helped with, getting my thoughts out of my head and into my heart. So find a quiet spot with 0 distractions, preferably 0 phone, and just sit in silence and just surrender to that moment. Surrender to that 5-10 minutes, that whatever you're doing. And, if you have monkey mind, don't give up. Just focus on your breath when that happens. So once you do this, Lorena, it will automatically, your brain will be like, oh, I'm drifting. And then you will notice that you will automatically default to that next breath, to that breath. So remember that. There was also another story. What was it about? I forgot already. I have to read the book again because there was a really good message that I wanted. See, you guys were supposed to remind me. Oh, crashing to a halt. So I was not taking the time that I needed to last summer. It was about like July or August. I think it was before August. And I wanted to get this outside project done with my landscaping. And I was putting down some landscaping bricks. And I'm like, oh, I just want to get this last done. So I filled up my wheelbarrow really heavy, too heavy. And I knew it was really heavy at the time, but I just kept going. And I'm wheeling it across the yard, and I have somewhat of a large yard. It's like an acre. And I didn't think nothing of it first, but it was really heavy, really freaking heavy, the load. And shortly after that, I ended up with pulled muscle. And so I was down for months. And so the universe was bitch slapped me and like, hey, you weren't listening. You're supposed to be still. And I kept getting the messages like in cards and intuitively, like, slow and steady wins the race. You need to be still. You need to be relaxed. You need to be in solitude. Be quiet. And that's hard for me. So I had to take some time out from my activities, and I started journaling. I would pick a card from my numerous decks, and I would intuitively just interpret the card my own way, and I would journal it. And I did this day. I would do it like every day, every single day. I think I did, or maybe once a week. I don't remember. But I had all this content that came up. And then I've always had this idea of doing my own oracle card deck. Always intrigued to it, because I'm a huge fan of Colette Baron-Reid, and she does that, and she's actually started out that she just did, like, I think she made them like on recipe cards or something. That was her first deck. It was just for her. And so I became inspired. And what I didn't know about that injury that I had, well, it was a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise, because what that injury did is it made me sit down. And it made me journal. And guess what? I revisited the idea about the oracle card, and all those journals that I did and I saved, those were the script for my oracle card deck, because you need the deck, and then there's you need the deck, which is the cards, and then there's a book that goes with it. So I didn't know it at the time. I thought I was just being really inspired and putting stuff on, putting my thoughts on Facebook, yay, for my viewers. And no, it turned out that that was script. That was pain on purpose. And you hear me say that a lot on here. And I'm a true believer of journaling, and I'm a true believer that pain is on purpose. It teaches us a lesson. It's a bitch slap, folks. So don't always downgrade pain, because it's there for a reason. I no longer have monkey mind in my day to day, which is impressive. I like that. I like that. Thank you. And you can thank yourself. Appreciate that. All right. So we pulled some cards. Let's get right to the Capricorn. Who are Capricorns? Please comment on here. So the Capricorn dates, I'm going to read from the internet, between December 22nd and January 20th. And they belong to the earth element of the zodiac, along with Taurus and Virgo, who they happen to be incredibly compatible with. Do you hear that? So if you are a Capricorn, you are compatible with a Taurus and a Virgo. That's interesting, because my husband is a Taurus and I'm a Virgo. The earth sign crew are all practical, self-reliant, stoic, and ambitious. Capricorns are the hardest workers of the zodiac and love nothing more than getting ahead in life. Now, if you're not a Capricorn, or you know a Capricorn, keep in mind of the personality traits that I'm reading. They are ambitious, determined, materialistic, and strong. They will keep going when others would given up 10 miles back. This makes them great partners in life, as well as friends or collaborators. Capricorns tend to keep small circles, but are loyal and supportive. They love creating secure, luxurious nest and living a comfortable and viable lifestyle. That's interesting, because we pulled that hearth card. Living well is important to them. Capricorns are born shrewd. They get what makes others tick, and they are self-aware of their own needs and traits too. Caps are good people. To get an idea of the classic Capricorn personality traits, we need only to look to some of the most famous Capricorns: Kate Middleton, Michelle Obama, Dolly Parton, Bradley Cooper, Zayn Malik, John Legend, and Liam Hemsworth, to name a few. So we'll go through some more of the ambitious. Workaholic, driven to their utmost best. Capricorns never let themselves off the hook. They're determined to show other people what they're made of. They're persistent. They're realistic. They are clear-eyed, perceptive, down-to-earth, and worldly wise characters. Capricorns have zero tolerance when it comes to being made fun of. Like zero. Capricorns aren't ones for flights of fancy or dreaming up new worlds, but instead interested in making things better. What are Capricorns into? Money. It's the most tangible way to measure their success. And success is their catnip. Puzzles and games, really, really difficult ones. Something like escape rooms, tasks which are absorbing and complicated, and DIY and gardening. Reading and instant gratification. Attractive Capricorn traits are: Capricorns possess an inner resolve and ambition, which helps equip them to handle anything life throws at them. Who gets on best with Capricorns? The earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo all get on well with each other. They're on each other's wavelength and share similar priorities. I like that. There is a big kid inside every Capricorn. Ooh, turn-ons. Turn-ons for Capricorns. Physically, aside from their knees, which perhaps don't come across as the easiest erogenous zones to get at, Capricorns are highly sensitive around their lower back, bums, and thighs. holding and caressing these areas as you stroll around will have their eyes widened with pleasure. Turn-offs, flakiness. Oh, they don't like banter? Tread carefully with your Capricorn when it comes to teasing and jokes. Okay, they're sensitive. Capricorn's ideal career course choices. They enjoy crafting, a strategy to enjoy their success. They're typically drawn to business and to being their own boss. They feel they are being justly rewarded. The key thing for Capricorn is to feel they are being justly rewarded for their precious efforts. They are prepared to work harder than anyone else, but only so long as the payback justifies it. They are born to earn big amounts. I like that. That's very, very descriptive. Okay, crystals for our Capricorn. And, oh no, where did that go? Hang on, folks. Why did this do that? Okay. Something happened here. Hello. Do you say your name Tonya or Tanya? Because I'm Tanya, and I pronounce mine here in the Northwest as Tanya. How do you pronounce your name? Technical difficulties, folks. Hang on a second. I lost what I wanted to look at. Boom. I think this is it. Nope, that's not it. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, darn it. Hang on. I think this is the one. Please, please, please. Oh, come on. Garnet, Labrador, Black Tourmaline, Carnelian, Tiger's Eye. Okay, this is not the one that I... Just like you pronounced yours. Oh, okay. Tanya. Well, welcome, Tanya. I am trying to... I screwed this up, folks. I want to find crystals associated with Capricorn. Soft O. I don't know what a soft O is. What's a soft O? Oh, come on. All right, we'll just go with this first one here. Okay, Amethyst. I do have that. So, hang on. Oh, Red Garnet. Maybe that's not the one. Tiger's Eye. Malachite. Okay. Ocean Jasper. Well, I had picked out, because I found this on another website, so I apologize. That's old. Ton. That's old. Tonya? That's like pronouncing it from Josie. Are you from Antonia? Amethyst. It's the universal healing stone. This is amethyst. And this is bloodstone. And I can see why it's called bloodstone, because it must have like some iron in it. And iron gets like that rusty kind of blood color to it, like dried blood. And then this was, I believe, Amazonite? Amazonite. Okay, so what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to look up these bloodstone, because I want to tell you spiritual properties of bloodstone. All right. It's used for healing. It's used for healing and its connection to blood and detoxification of the organs. In many cultures, it was heliotrope was dipped in cold water and placed on the body. Oh, yeah. Placed on the body. Where to go? Placed on the body to aid circulation and transfer the power of the sun to prevent injury or disease, stop the flow of blood, or cure any wound. Its coagulant effect was renowned, and for this reason, ancient warriors often carried heliotrope as an amulet of protection and courage, as well as its practical applications. That's interesting. Bloodstone was treasure. Oh, okay. So, sun turning legends. Okay. Grounded powders mixed with honey. Ground, powdered, and mixed with honey. Bloodstone was used to cure tumors, draw out snake venom, and staunch hemorrhages. It was said to clear petrification. I don't know that word. Putrefaction of abscesses in a day, and simply looking at bloodstone was believed to prevent eye disease. I should do that because there's glaucoma in my family. All right, let's go to amethyst. Who's got an amethyst? I'm wearing rose quartz. Amethyst. Amethyst. Amethyst is a crystalline quartz in colors ranging from pale lilac to deep reddish purple. Spiritual meaning. Here we go. Amethyst is a naturally occurring macrocrystalline. They can often reach several feet in height. The stone is fairly hard and durable. Metaphysical properties. The stone has been believed to prevent drunkenness. I did not know that. And have the power to quell a range of other physical appetites and indulgences. This sobering effect is also believed to clarify mental acuity, improving the decision-making ability of those who wear it. This made it a popular choice for giving to young men, helping them avoid temptation and keeping them clear-minded when using weapons. Interesting. It's also used as a symbol of peace and unification. It is also thought to evoke feelings of serenity and calmness in those who wear it. Amethyst is often used during meditation to provide an overall sense of spiritual balance. Some neuropaths use amethyst to help treat insomnia and sugar imbalances and to relieve headaches. Oh, so much information. So it's a good, amethyst is a good general, overall, universal stone. It's got lots of different properties. Amazonite is the next one. Who has Amazonite? Amazonite. Oh, don't do that. Amazonite. Named the Hope Stone. Okay, that's this. Said to line the shields of Amazon warriors. The gemstone of the tomb of... it's King Tut. The tomb of King Tut. I did not know that. It's a gemstone that calls on the spirit of inner strength, magnified intention, and a commitment to using that can-do attitude. This soulful gemstone has been long used as a talisman of truth and hope. It comes from the dense green riverbanks of South America's rainforest, where monkeys scramble and parrots bring a flash of exotic color. It has been around forever. It was the gemstone that adorned the temples and tombs of King Tut and was used to make tablets that formed the Book of the Dead. Wow. The healing benefits. Ruled by Virgo and bringing just not a beautiful pop of color, but also radiant healing properties. Balance thyroid problems and helps cells regenerate. While crystal healing is an amazing way to boost your emotional and spiritual well-being, Amazonite also brings a range of physical healing benefits to the table. The chilled out vibes of Amazonite can help to balance out thyroid problems. For those who struggle with calcium, Amazonite can effectively help the body to absorb calcium better, bringing a dose of dreamy vitality back to your bones. Ooh, so a seasoned should wear this. Along with boosting bone health, higher calcium levels can also help the hair grow shiny and strong. Soothes anxious thinking, helps with healing past trauma. Hello, Wendy. If you, oh my God, okay, who said they have monkey brain? Who's got the monkey brain? Oh, hello, Kim. Lorena, I can't make this shit up. If you find your monkey mind sometimes acts like shattered glass with fragmented thoughts going here, there, and everywhere, then Amazonite can be the most amazing gemstone for weaving together all those frayed emotional threads. Soothing anxious dispositions and self-destructive thoughts is what Amazonite does best. I'm going to start taking this to work. It's also a brilliant gemstone to have on hand when you need to pull yourself steam up by the bootstraps. I need that. Connected with the feminine, the Amazonite's crystal works directly against habits of self-neglect, inviting you to put yourself first. Self-love. Okay, so our self-love, people that you're following on, go out and get an Amazonite. This is what it looks like. Amazonite kind of looks like toothpaste. That's the mint. I need some for meditation. Yes, Amazonite. Do it. Do it. For those who struggle with past trauma, Amazonite can also bring its healing energy to help you step forward. By helping the mind filter out stress and anxiety and learning to let go of that which is not serving us, it helps patch up old wounds and makes things seem much more manageable by breaking down. Connected to the heart chakra. Connects, it says with the throat chakra, but up here it says helps with the heart chakra. So taps into intellect and tuition. Oh, it says being a throat chakra stone invites you to test out crystal clear communication and practice putting beautifully healthy boundaries in place. I love that. Putting beautifully healthy boundaries in place. It's a Virgo birthstone. I'm a Virgo. So wear it for hope and wisdom. Place in the home for water energy. Being more of that earth and water element. Bring more of that earth and water element into your life by making way for Amazonite to flow. Jewelry, bracelets. I like this. Place it near your bed. Cool. Cleanse with water. Charge for a short time in sunlight. That's interesting. Okay, so I usually put mine out on a full moon, but I have recently been learning and reading that some stones need sunlight to recharge and to clear, and some stones need you know, moonlight to clear, and some need water. Now there is one that you can't put it near water, and I believe that is, hang on folks, it's all about learning. Selenite. Like this will dissolve, so don't do that. Try not to keep that in the water too long. I mean, if you get something on it and you need to wash it, do that quick. Quick like a bunny. Okay, how are we feeling, Capricornies? I'm gonna pull. We did the cards already for the Capricorns, and now I'm gonna pull a card because I like to keep this to an hour or less. All I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull a card, and this will be the closing card, right? Because it's getting kind of late. Some of us have to work tomorrow. Still, one more day, right? I'm gonna pull one last closing card for the collective out of the Chakra Insight. This has got a lot of information in the back of the book. It has lots of detailed information about all the different chakras. So it's like a little tool to use about chakras, and then it also comes with the Oracle card deck. We got so many new people watching. I love like how I go on different times and different days, and like there's like new people that come on here. So I think that was a good idea to switch days because we'll get a different audience for a little bit. But you can always watch it on replay. And the self-love workshop lives are on replay as well. And I did a poll on here. I don't know where it shows up, but I did like, what topics are you guys drawn to? And the choices were self-help topics or more intuitive psychic reading topics. Because if I don't have like a topic to go through, like right now we've been doing the zodiac signs, if I don't have a particular theme, then what I'm going to be doing in those lives is just kind of talking about like the current updates of like where me and my husband are going to be like working for our events, and maybe like promotions that we're doing, or and I'll just pull cards. So all right, this is for the collective, a closing card for the collective. Personal boundaries. It's like they speak to me. It's yellow. Yellow is the solar plex chakra color. The solar plex is between your navel and what is that part? Like your sternum. 16 or 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. Choice, assertiveness, empowerment, and authenticity. This card, just those words resonate with me because there's a certain situation in my life, and those words are definitely coming up. Those words are definitely coming up in my thoughts and my feelings and the conversations. So I'm just gonna try to get some messages here. I'm trying to look at what she's doing. It's kind of hard to see. Oh, so that's like a brick wall. Oh my God, this is so interesting. I'm doing an oracle card, and one of the cards that I was doing was, it was journey. And so I was trying to come up with an image, and I used like the yellow brick road, because time in the physical is like, in this world, is linear, and it's not linear it's spiral in like the physical realm. Personal boundaries. Well, we all need personal boundaries. And some people, when you think of boundaries, they think of, if you've practiced boundaries before, a lot of people will associate with boundaries as they need to set boundaries with others. But what I have learned, and because I have done that, I've had to choose to do that. But when you set personal boundaries, like I have to do this a lot. This made so much sense because the last couple weeks, just the energy has been really, really intense. And I have like anxiety. And so my racing thoughts were just like out of control. Like I'm a pretty positive person, and I practice like all the stuff, you name it. Like I practice the journaling and the affirmations and the breathing techniques and the tapping, you know, and all the acupuncture and stuff that you can do for self-help. I practice it. I try to practice, you know, it all. I apply what I learn, you know, and I'm just fascinated by all that stuff. And nothing was working. Nothing was working, you know. And I had to kind of set personal boundaries with myself. Like, I am not going to allow myself to get that far down this rabbit hole that I have to leave work or that I'm sick to my stomach. Like, make a choice. Like, if it was so strong, if those emotions were so strong that the universe was bitch slapping you and say, you need to deal with this, but I can't deal with that at work. I have to make personal boundaries that I need to collect myself, do all the things, and set a boundary and go, no, we will deal with this at a better date, at a better time that doesn't, you know, affect me at work. Like I can't deal with this emotion right now, and I can't deal with this thought. So if this thought is here, at the end of the day, come forward and we'll deal with it together. I'll either meditate or I'll journal, or maybe you just need to cry, you know. And there's like, there's a thing in Eau Claire, a place, and I don't remember what it's called, but you can go there and you pay like a certain amount, you can break shit. Oh my God, where was this place when my son, Cody, are you still watching? When my son was growing up, because he really needed a crash room. I think that's what it's called, a crash room? Or I don't remember. But it's like TVs and glass and stuff that's really satisfying to break. Okay, now I'm the opposite. You give me like something that's weaved together or to take apart that I can use again, and I will strategically take the elastic off of bed sheets because I know that I can use that elastic somewhere else. Yeah, it drives my family nuts because they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, this is so satisfying. And the other day we were sitting out by the campfire, and I had a clump of seeds, and I brought it out because I need to do something with my hands because I'm an ex-smoker, and I have to be doing something with my hands, you know. That's my crutch. That's my cope. And we were taking the seeds out, and my friend's like, this is really satisfying. And she's like, I've never, like, this is, you wouldn't think it would be, but she's like, this is really satisfying. And I'm like, I know, right? So explore your ways of finding a personal boundary that works for you. And maybe your personal boundary is, you know, that you are on a social media or just on your phone in general too much. So set your boundaries where set a timer, like at 9 o'clock, the phone goes off. Or 10 o'clock, I go to bed. Set personal boundaries that way. Or a personal boundary would be like with self-love. Like once if I have an appointment that deals with me getting like my nails done or my hair or my massage, I typically do not rearrange those self-love appointments, because I start doing that, and unless it's an emergency, you know. But I try not to alter those appointments. If somebody else asks me to do something, or if it's a conflict of something, I'm like, okay, I can do it before or I can do it after, but this is me time. So that's a personal boundary. Another personal boundary is, you know, I have to protect my energy. So my personal boundary is when I go into a place, this happened to me last Friday at the movie theater. So my husband and I, we got there early. We were the first ones there. And by the way, Galaxy the Guardians, amazing. Cried 3 times. Go see it. It's awesome. And so we were there. We were the first ones there. And I didn't set my boundaries. I didn't set my protection boundaries. And so I'm an empath and I feel it in anxiety. So I could feel it as people were coming in and they were sitting next to us. They were sitting in front of us and back of us. And I didn't set my protection. So that is a personal boundary of mine, is if I go somewhere and I choose to be in the vicinity of a lot of other people and a lot of different energies that I'm not used to, that I don't know are going to be there, I make sure that I do that personal boundary. Like I set protective, like a protection prayer, or I just bring myself to center and ask my spirit guides to come in. And, you know, if I start having anxiety, I give it to God. So I have to remember that that's important to do that as an empath. And when you are in a lifestyle like that and you're constantly practicing and you're constantly surrendering and allowing and ascending and growing, you need to continually like set that protection. So I'm going to read from the book, folks. Embrace this moment to know where you stand and to stand where you are with clarity, centeredness, peace, and power. A young woman examines a gap in an old stone wall before entering. Taking time to fortify her personal boundaries, she realizes that she has been blocking out some of the things she desires most, while unconsciously allowing other intrusive forces to trample in. Standing in her center with a clear view of both sides, she knows that by calmly reestablishing her boundaries, all will come quickly back into balance. Choose to be clear about what is right for you. To speak up if you need to, and to stand strong in who you are without the need to over-control your situation or other people. We talked about that. Be willing to communicate your truth, even if that means saying no. No is a full sentence, folks. You will hear me preach that over and over. And sometimes, I learned this is a remarkable thing. There's a spot, I hate that. Sometimes not saying anything is more effective and more powerful than saying something. And I have been noticing that because I react. I'm in reactive mode quite a bit. And I need to not do that because it's hurting people's feelings. And a lot of times sometimes it's just sarcasm, or sometimes it's like, well, I didn't really mean that, you know. And I just like no filter. So I have noticed that sometimes just to say nothing and maybe just smile or nod is enough, is the message. Say no to something or someone that you normally say yes to. If saying no is difficult, stop to understand why. Who are you trying to please? If it helps, think of no as saying yes to an aspect of yourself that truly needs to be honored. So you say no to others when you say no to others, it's saying yes to yourself. I love that. Yes to self. This card also encourages you to look at the balance of control. Who is holding the reins and why? Do you find yourself being controlled? Or perhaps sometimes you are the one who pushes boundaries, feeling the need to be in control. Watch the video. Watch the video on TikTok. It is time to be aware of other people's boundaries and to consider what you may be trying to get from them that you should be giving yourself. This card is talking to me. Direct your energy towards feeling strong and confident in yourself. Take responsibility for your own energy rather than protecting your needs onto those around you. We talked about that, protecting your energy. By communicating truthfully what is right for you and encouraging others to do the same. Me and my husband are doing that. We are encouraging each other to put ourselves first. So we're putting ourselves first at the same time. Can you imagine what that would be like in a marriage? Putting yourselves first at the same time? It's like, they say there's like, when you can start loving yourself, you actually stop judging people. And there's another story about that, but it's been working. Within the centered boundaries of your true self, you radiate with self-confidence. From the place of genuine empowerment, you will feel content and happy just by being you. So if you and your spouse are practicing self-love and you are practicing boundaries, you're both like win-winning. And you're not like, because my husband, you know, is a particular personality, and I'm another particular personality, that kind of like two magnets, and you put them the bad, like the, not the bad way, but the way that they don't connect, the polar opposites, and they just go pew, pew. So like I'm chasing, and you know, he's like running away, and I keep chasing, and he keeps running away, and so that's the cards for tonight, folks. Questions, comments, I am open to suggestions. I do our oracle card draw for $30. My husband Travis is doing Reiki. He does like a healing Reiki session, and then he also has another practice that he does, and that's more like a shaman journey. So our Facebook business group is Third Crow Energies on Facebook, and my TikTok is also the Intuitive Minds already know. So I might be dabbling in doing some videos on there, just as another avenue for planting seeds. Find some time this weekend. We have an extra day of, you know, of vacation, and it's Memorial Day, so let's honor those who are no longer here. Let's remember them, and give them the honor that they rightfully deserve. And you rightfully deserve some self-love. So if you're just tuning in, rewatch the video, and we talk about some time in silent and still and solitude. So I hope my words help. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest for someone else, because we're just planting seeds, folks. So let's plant seeds and watch this beautiful garden grow. I love you all.